In today's video, as you can see from the screen behind me, I've been wearing this Casio LF-30W digital watch over the period in terms of daily driving it of about 31 days. The reason why I like to do these videos is just give you a better understanding of what these watches are like to wear on a daily basis. Plus it allows me to get them out my watch box and enjoy them as opposed to them just sitting there languishing away, gathering dust. So why don't we just kick this video off in saying what it's like in terms of comfort. On a daily driver basis, this has been a great watch to wear. I've had no real problems in terms of hand inhibition because of the size of this watch, and I'm just popping the actual sizes off to my left or what would be to your right, just so you get an idea of what this watch is like in terms of the overall dimensions. And on my 6.5 inch wrist, I've had zero problems in terms of daily wear. If anything, it's been a very comfortable watch, and it didn't get in the way of any sort of hoodie wear or anything like that, or anything with long sleeve cuffs or anything just glided over it, because it has got quite a slim profile to it, so you'll have no problem with that. It's an easy watch to put on your wrist and also to take off your wrist, and I found the right adjustment straight away. I just didn't have any problems, and it didn't move about or anything like that on my 6.5 inch wrist. And if anything, what I will say, I really did enjoy wearing this Casio LF-30W. Design wise, I think this is a very good looking watch to look at on a daily basis. Now I've got the black resin strap with the resin case version, but it is available in a few other different colours if this watch isn't for you and you want something just to stand out a bit more on your wrist. But in terms of the overall look and how it looks on your wrist, I've got to say it looks fantastic. I really did enjoy wearing this watch. And in terms of the actual LCD digital display, there is one caveat that I did mention in a review a couple of months ago regarding the LCD digital display, because what happens with these sort of watches is when you look at them straight on, it looks like the battery's going. It isn't. It's just, I believe it's the way Casio have polarized their LCD digital screens, so it looks like it's dimming when you look at it straight on. And what I found is, looking at an angle, the actual LCD digital display is at its strongest. So while it's not an excuse for Casio to do this, it is something I got on with no problem at all. But if it is a bit of a deal breaker for you, then I'd probably look somewhere else. Like, for example, I'll give you an alternative to this watch, which is the Casio AE1200WH. That's a great alternative to this watch, and around the same price. It has the same functions and everything. So if you want something that doesn't dim, then go for that watch. But overall, I got on really well with this watch. The display's great in terms of the information, so you can see if you've got the watch muted in terms of the button operation. You can see what alarms you got activated or the hourly signal, and also you've got the dates within the month, the day, the week, and all sorts at an easy glance. Plus also you can see where you are viewing the timing in terms of the time screens, because on the timekeeping mode, you can flick between 3 other different times around the world that you can set it to, or you've got your local time here, but it's indicated on that very handy map that you got built into the display. And also that the actual digits are of a size where it's easy to glance the time at. And in terms of ghosting, what I will say, it does ghost, and also the display will dim a little as well as ghost, so just bear that in mind as well. But overall, on a daily basis, I had no problem with the display, and if anything, it was just something that I naturally got on with. And also, just to add, the backlight on this is fantastic. It's like an LED amber backlight, and it really does stand out during the evening or the darkened hours, and you have no problem reading the time as well. It is a fantastic watch in terms of the overall look and the overall functionality of the LCD digital display. Now what I'm going to mention is just some of the features of this watch. Now I'll just quickly refer to my notes that I've got here. It's water resistant, so I just took it off when I was, say, doing the dishes, cleaning the car, anything that involved water. I just took this watch off. So it's up to you how you want to do things like that, but that's what I would suggest. It's got up to 3 years in terms of battery life with that CR1616 battery. It's quartz powered, so obviously the accuracy on this watch is around plus and minus 30 seconds per month. It's got an auto calendar up to 2099. It's got 12 and 24 hour time formats, or military time as it's known in the USA. And finally, as I've mentioned, it's got that mute button operation, so it mutes or puts the watch in sort of a silent running mode. In terms of pressing the buttons, it will stop beeping if you want to activate that, which is indicated by that handy little indicator to the top left hand corner, so you know you're doing it. Now this watch has got a lot of functions built into it. It's got world time, which has got 48 cities you can flick between, and 31 time zones in which you can turn on and turn off daylight saving time. It's got a countdown timer that will count down from up to 24 hours. The stopwatch is the same, in which you allow you to count an elapsed time up to 24 hours. Plus you can do a split time, and also you can do first and second indicated finish times as well, which is very handy. You've also got up to 5 daily alarms, of which you can choose between a one-time alarm or a daily alarm. Plus you also have an hourly signal. Now what I will say in terms of the functions, I did use some of these functions over the month in which I wore it. And I used the hourly beep just to give me an idea of what time of the day it was in terms of, say, other deadlines I was working to in my other sort of line of work. It was very handy for that. And also for cooking, I'd set up a countdown timer in terms of cooking. Now, what I will say in terms of the beep, you won't hear it over headphones. So if you are listening to music or anything like that, you will need to be aware of, you won't hear that. But I would imagine that would be the case with a lot of watches out there. But it is handy as well, and you do have an amount of time in which you can count down from, and also count up to if you are looking to use this as a sports timer as well. So it is very handy in terms of the price point that you get this for, with the functions that you get built into this watch. Gotta say, it's got a lot going on with this watch. So overall, what's my thoughts about daily driving this watch? Over the 30 days, I really did enjoy wearing this watch. I had no problems with the actual dimming because I did view the display at a slight angle. But if you do have a problem with that, then you may need to look at something else, like what I mentioned to you, which is the Casio AE-1200, which is a slightly bigger watch, but you don't have them dimming problems, but it does have the same functionality, and also it's got a little bit more to the display. So that might be worth considering if you are looking at something like this, but you're not happy with it dimming. Now, other than that, I didn't have a problem with that. As I said, I viewed it at an angle, but everything else is just fantastic about this watch. It's a comfortable watch to wear. The form factor's just right for my 6.5-inch wrist. And if anything, I think it's a really good looking watch. And if this black resin isn't for you, as I've mentioned earlier, you can get it in different colors. So there is definitely something out there for you. And also for the money, I think you do get a lot in terms of functionality. The only thing I will say, that's splash resistant. It may be worth you looking at some alternatives that I've mentioned. But overall, great watch, comfortable, easy to get on with, a lot of functionality, and around the £27, I think you do get a lot of value for money. So it gets a thumbs up for me, but just as long as you are happy that when you look at this watch head on, that it does slightly dim. So I hope this review was of some help to you, and if it was, then please give it a thumbs up. It always helps the channel. If you want to see more videos from the We Try Anything channel, then please click on the subscription button below. And thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.